Hello everyone, Nasty here with next game in the series between TLO and WhiteRa. This is going to be the fifth game that I'm casting. Currently WhiteRa is 3 and TLO is 1, so we're going to see what's going to happen in this game. This is on Shakira's Plateau, which another map that is very common. I think all the games that I've been casting so far have been on very typical maps. It's kind of getting stagnant. I feel like I wish they'd add doing a lot of maps. 30 maps. Lately, I've been playing in the Play-In tournament, which they actually have some really cool maps in there that I haven't played on before, which were really cool. I wish they we'd see more kinds of games on those, like Belshire Winter and this other one that I can't recall the name of it, but it's like a kind of a winding path, and there's destructible rocks all down the middle that you can use to open up to make wider ramps and stuff. And those maps are pretty cool. We can even go back to some older maps, that you haven't seen in a while, like I don't want to say Scrap Station because that's the one that came to my mind, but because that map is kind of stupid. But like other maps that we haven't seen in a while, or new maps that people are creating. There's a lot of new maps out there that, for some reason, I don't think Blizzard cares, or I guess they have to make sure they're perfectly balanced according to their standards, whatever those standards are. But in my opinion, those standards kind of suck. The GSL and other pro tournaments have better maps for the most part. So I don't know what standard Blizzard uses for their ladder map pool, but it'd be nice to see some new maps in there, that's for sure. And also, Heart of the Swarm needs to be released because we've all been waiting for that game. It's been like, how long has it been? It's been like a year and a half, more than a year and a half now. It's time for Heart of the Swarm, guys. Who's ready? I am. I know. I'm ready for the campaign. I'm ready for the new units. I can't wait to get out there and test out my new Zerg units, even though there's only 2 of them and all the other races get 3. Even though it is a Zerg expansion, but whatever. I mean, they're cool units, right? Terran units are pretty cool too. I think I'm glad that they're doing making some changes to Terran, especially with like mass Thors are going to be gone. I think mass Thors are like the most stupid shit. I'm sorry I probably shouldn't be swearing on this cast, but anyways, whatever. You guys are all grown-ups, hopefully, and you can take it. But I'm hoping that they will add some more units or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying, I'm blabbling, but I'm hoping that the expansion will be awesome as it looks, and that Terran won't be as overpowered as they are. Just kidding. No, I'm hoping that it'll be an awesome expansion and things will get balanced pretty quickly, and it'll continue. StarCraft 2, the StarCraft 2 scene will continue to get bigger and bigger, hopefully. So I'm hoping somewhere around the point where Broodlore becomes obsolete and StarCraft 2 becomes the mainstream RTS game out there, which is what I hope happens because I love this game. I think it's way better than Broodlore. I mean, for its time, maybe it's not better than Broodlore, but I think nowadays this game is obviously superior to Broodlore because you're not just spending all your time like, oh my god, I can only control 12 units, what the fuck. You're not fighting the interface, you're actually using your skill to beat the player you're up against, not just trying to like, have no rally points and just control 12 units at a time, which I think is retarded that Broodlore even had that. I'm surprised they never actually removed like the 12 unit cap in that game. It really upset me when I used to play that game. I never played competitively in Broodlore, of course, so I don't really know. I don't have the best information on that, but I think it was kind of silly that you could control more units at a time. Anyways, let me start casting this game actually, since I guess I just wanted to talk since we've seen the same opener for the most part. TLO actually getting a very 6-minute finishing 3rd. Wow, that's really early 3rd. That's usually what I do when I get pylon blocked and I see Forge past expansion. What I used to do actually before I started opening up with Mevas and Lings and Spine Cars, I'd go Roach Hydra and I'd get really greedy in the beginning of the game and lose a lot of games because my creep strat isn't the best, because I don't scout the best either. Sometimes I forget to put the Overlord in the right spot and I don't have any scouting information, or I get sniped before I can find out what's going on. Wow, again with the Stargates. So WhiteRa is he's doing double Stargates again. This is just insane that he's just doing the same build over and over again. It keeps working this TLO. I'm really hoping that TLO has an answer for this time because I'm gonna be very sad if this game goes how I think it's about to go. Whoa, okay, fleet peak, and so we're gonna see probably a mothership is what I'm assuming would be coming out, or probably not carriers, because motherships provide stealth for your entire army. They can recall, they can vortex, which is I think much better than just opening up really early in the game with carriers, because carriers are slow and stupid and I don't know. They take a long time to build. And actually, wow, TLO is gonna actually scout this time. Awesome! I'm glad he's finally getting this overlord in here. He's gonna see exactly what he needs to see. Um, hell yeah, TLO, good job. I'm cheering for my one of my favorite players is TLO, of course. I love his playstyle. But TLO saw everything, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, he saw that fleet beacon, so he saw it all. This overlord. Now he's gonna be, hopefully he's gonna be totally ready for whatever comes out of here, which I was assuming would be a mothership, and I guess he doesn't have the money for it at all yet. But oh, okay, no, it's gonna be wow, carriers. Oh my God, he's gonna get the carrier upgrade and make carriers at 8 minutes in the game. So we'll see how this works. I actually haven't seen carriers used in 1v1 games really at all, to be honest, especially not this early. This is insane. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna see how this works. Carrier is actually a very high DPS unit, and they can confuse enemies by with their interceptors. So we'll see how 2 carriers this early in the game is going to play out for WhiteRa. TLO smartly positions his berserkers here so you can know as soon as possible what actually comes out here, because these he knows these Stargates will of course be rallied straight to the Zerg base. So he wants to find out if they're going to be Void Rays in the mothership or I guess carriers. So very smart move by TLO. Very good creep spread as well, actually. He's already halfway across the map, and it's only 10 minutes into the game here, and he's fully also up here to the third almost. So yeah, it's good creep spread, and you see 2 carriers now. Hopefully TLO has answers for this. This is actually a very interesting build by WhiteRa, so I don't want to say that TLO should necessarily be ready for this, because I don't know what this is. I've never actually seen a build like this before. I don't know if it's a joke or I don't think so. I mean, I'm assuming these 2 carriers are actually going to do a lot of damage here. Wow, just sniping drones really quickly. I don't know. Seems like they take a lot of attack though. They do a lot of damage though. Yeah, wow, so much damage. Just 2 carriers. They're gonna Hydralisk. Yeah, I guess he's gonna go with the interceptors. I didn't know that was the best option, but I guess it makes sense with my 2 carriers. Since they have a lot of hit points, you might want to go for the interceptors instead and just work your way up to the carriers, because if you just go straight for the carriers, the DPS from the interceptors might kill all your units. There's such high DPS. I really don't know anything about it. Normally, when I encounter carriers, it's later in the game. It's like a free-for-all or some ridiculous like joke of a game, team game or whatever, and you just go straight for the carriers instead of and ignore the interceptors. But I'm not sure. I guess that was the best option. It seemed like it worked pretty well for the interceptors, but oh, 4 carriers now and 2 more on the way. So and a mothership almost done. So this is gonna be crazy to see this kind of ridiculously late game style army, or actually not even a 1v1 style army that you usually see. So it's really cool play by WhiteRa. I'm commended for this. This is definitely not something you see very often. Carriers very slow units. If corruptors get out, which he has aspired to starting now. He might, with the macro that TLO already has going on with 74 drones on 4 bases, if that spire finishes and he starts pumping out corruptors, I think it's going to be a very sad day for WhiteRa, unfortunately. However, we'll see what this mothership can actually do. Maybe he can like recall back his army, or vortex the Zerg army. Get a win with this. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. It's gonna be pretty crazy. Well, all kinds of crazy stuff going on for TLO. In the production tab, we have roach speed +1, melee +1, armor. Wow, 3 upgrades going on at the same time. +1 missile attack, so he's got 3 Evo chambers out. Just going crazy on upgrades, crazy on the macro, which is probably the best answer to what WhiteRa went for this very insane, like very expensive army that's pretty small and can't move very fast. So probably the best option for TLO to do this actually. But we'll see if he's gonna have the right kinds of units. Hope he's gonna have Nidus more for some reason. Even WhiteRa's just getting up his base, which actually is not a bad idea because carry is very slow unit. If he gets like a Nidus in the main right now or something, it would be very detrimental for WhiteRa. Here come the Hydras, moving off creep. Nidus from at the front, just to get more units up there, I guess, from the hatcheries, which that's not gonna work. Overseer's going out for their, because another ship cloaks all these units, so they're gonna be coming out here to get some protection for TLO. He has an infestor, okay. Surprised he hasn't made corruptors yet. Which I guess he doesn't necessarily need to. I guess this army can run on infestor Hydra. Which is I don't know. That's a lot of damage, terrible damage. That high cost army that WhiteRa has. Scary sure do kick ass. Jeez. Anyways, I don't know what TLO is gonna do here actually. I guess he's just gonna try to be trying to engage it on creep or something. This is main 4 units apparently. Because okay, there goes the vortex. Maybe it's just oops. Oh, I'm sorry guys. I just restarted the game. Let me go back to where we just were. Anyways, all these units were yeah, just vortexed. I'm surprised you can just move all his units in there since I don't think there's any splash damage from these units. They're just put them all in there and not lost anything. Because WhiteRa might not have wanted to engage that army if it was all inside of the vortex. I don't know. Anyways, lots more Hydras coming out. They have +2 attack, +1 shields. You see here the carriers have +1 air attack, I think. Was that? I don't know what that is. Interceptors 1. That's how many interceptors he has. I think that's attack. I think he has +1 versus cybernetics or yeah, he has +1 air attack for his interceptors. And now he's getting out more some void rays to make this some crazy kind of air army, which I don't know if Hydra's the best option here. I mean, yeah, they can attack ground units too in case you know, he had some gateway units in there, but I think corruptors are much more cost efficient against corruptor units. I'm not sure though. I actually really haven't played a lot against carriers, mass carriers, so I don't know. Here come the Hydras, but I think he's gonna pull out of here when he sees this army. This is a terrible choke point. All these interceptors shooting everything. Actually, all these interceptors could die, for all I know. It's a lot of Hydras. Okay, he was splitting his Hydras to avoid the vortex, but now this army's gonna walk in here. And, okay, he's trying to. Yeah, he can't charge in here because of this vortex. He loses his own units in the vortex. Now all these Hydras are gonna be picked off, and TLO's gonna be forced to retreat. It looks like. I'm surprised he's just going for the interceptor. Okay, here goes the mothership, kind of out of position there. Got destroyed. It's a nice pick off for TLO, but he's gonna have to bail out. Retreat this Nightmare. I really like Nightmare play because you can just retreat like that. I think more players should be using this because it's just such a nice way to do some harassment, like with your entire army, just like destroy a bunch of buildings, maybe some units or probes or whatever, and just get the hell out when the army comes back to deal with it. It's a really good tactic. It's kind of like a I think like a Terran drop or maybe like a War Prism harass or something, where you can just like pick up and go home. You do the same thing with Overlords, but you don't see a lot of Overlord drops, you know, with Zerg because you have to get both those upgrades. The Overlord drop upgrade actually takes a long time to complete. It's expensive, so you don't usually see a whole lot of that. kind of play, but it's also good. Sometimes I'll combine drops with an ice storm in the back, just so I can reinforce my army a lot easier without having to worry about sending a bunch of overlords back or having a bunch more units hidden overlords, because that's a lot of wow, this is huge engagement. All these, wow, I've never seen fungal growth on interceptors before. That was actually really cool to see that. Um, yeah, so Limo's ship's almost done, and wow, this actually, wow, WhiteRa's gonna win this game, I think. He's ahead on the supply now. He just, TLO for some reason just being Hydralisk. Wow, this is insane. Now the Storm's almost done too. So he's gonna have High Templars, he's gonna have another ship. He's gonna have this huge carrier force to be reckoned with. And I don't really know what TLO is gonna have for an answer to this huge army. This is insane. This is like a new style or something of Pro S players here. That's really actually interesting. I'm not sure how things would have gone differently if TLO had gotten Ruptures. I think it would have been better, but I don't know for sure. Okay, this mothership's gonna get power position again and die, but I think this whole entire army is gonna get cleaned up. Nice. So there's a bunch more Hydras again. Hydra's very expensive in terms of gas, I think, and also they're really slow, so unfortunately on creep they're pretty useless in terms of retreating, especially. Now we have some storm as well. Okay, so this is yeah, this is getting really cool. This game is out of control, crazy. I've never seen any kind of like pro let's play mode run like this, but it looks like it's working really well, surprisingly well actually. So I guess TLO thinks this is the answer, the infestors and the hydras. So he's gonna keep doing that, and see what happens. But let's look toward this tab. They're about even for us a little more, but TLO has more bases. Upgrades. Actually, he hasn't got any more air upgrades, which is surprising because neither has TLO. He's not getting any more upgrades for some reason. I'm surprised actually now that these players keep upgrading their armies, which is really weird. You don't usually see that in most spaces, games like this. Well, actually, I've never seen a game like this, but in most cases, 25 minutes of the game, you're gonna have upgrades continuing to be rolled out. Here we go. WhiteRa's finally getting air upgrades too, and climb up to 3. Wow, he's going up to 3. Okay, that's crazy because his army is almost entirely air. I'm surprised he even bothered with those upgrades. I might have just gone 2 cybernetics, of course. He has a few stalkers and an immortal in there. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that upgrades. Yeah, I don't think upgrades increase magical damage like storms and fungals. Pretty sure they do not affect those abilities at all. Maybe armor on the units that they're being hit by affects it, but I don't know, to be honest. Anyways, in the units count we have 43 Hydralisks and 12 Infestors for TLO, which is a lot, but this army by WhiteRa is still really menacing. I mean, storms are really good against Zerg, I think. They're really underused. Colossus tend to be favored in some cases, and I don't think they should be. I think Storm's the way to go. Because Storm's, Colossus are so easily hard countered by Corruptors, and Storms are just great against every single Zerg unit. You can feedback Infestors, you can Storm just every kind of Zerg unit, and it works great, except for maybe Ultralisks. Might be the exception. But everything else you can Storm it, and it works real well. Let's see here. Okay, TLO's finally getting some more upgrades. So he's kind of sitting in the middle waiting for the Pro forces to come. I don't know what either player's thinking at this point. Just kind of sitting back and playing this game to the bitter end. I don't know. But so we're just gonna keep macroing. We see a bunch of overseers going in here for some reason. I guess to get some scouting information on what the army is gonna be looking like from WhiteRa. But looks like maybe he's gonna be moving out now. These carriers. Wow, that's a lot of carriers. That's 8 plus 6 is 14. That's a lot of 14 carriers. We got a bunch of storms, full energy Templars, which means Sonic Storm is 75 energy, so that's 2 storms for each Templar plus 50 extra energy for feedback, which is insane. But there's a good fungal right there. However, is there going to be a vortex? Maybe. Oh, another good fungal. Wow, very nice fungals by TLO. Being very careful with those. Well, I guess I spoke too soon. He was being careful with them until just now. Those infestors, and they all got feedback and died. Here comes the engagement. Very nice storms by WhiteRa. Wow, this is crazy. This is going to destroy TLO's force. Great storms. Finally the vortex goes out, and that's it. That's the end of the game. Wow, guys. Mass carriers for the win, I guess. Very cool game. Actually, the first game I really liked from this series. I thought it was really cool play by WhiteRa. So congrats to him for winning that game. That's going to bring the series 4-1 in favor of WhiteRa. So he just needs to win. It's best of 11. So I guess he needs to win 6 games to win the series. So he needs 2 more wins, and I'll be casting the rest of the games soon. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.